this thing on?
Yes, it's on. What's happening? All right, let's do this intro again.
Take number.
Welcome back to the Brothers.
Welcome
back. Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out podcast. Let me get closer. Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out podcast. Hopefully, you guys are well and safe. Round 3, round 4.
Yeah,
I'm back with brother Haroon. As you guys know, I did say on Twitter not Twitter, X, that we will have an episode with brother Haroon here, and it didn't happen because the sound got all fucked up. And oh man, the joys of podcasting sometimes, where you get to enjoy a guest come on, and then it gets all fucked up because the sound didn't record. Now,
Gremlins.
yeah, Gremlins, they do exist. But what I did want to tell you, and I've already said it on the second cut, was that Archer had the same issue. So shout out to Archer, because it seems like the circle of friends that I always do podcasts with, something goes wrong. But brother Aaron came back in again, so I want to say a massive thank you for coming back in again, bro.
That's a pleasure.
So I'm happy because I'm always quite
Come call your camera. Kids, Kibler.
Kibbs is fun. Kibbs is fun. Phones now, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's a pleasure to be back on. And looking to chop it up again and capture some.
Yes,
hopefully it brings a new.
We will get magic. I think we got on from when we first met on Archer's music video. And that's what
I just realized, I was like, oh my god, there's another brown geek talking movies and comic books and music.
It's tough. I feel like it's opened up a lot more now. You get to see more.
Why am I finding this out at the age of 44 though? Do you know how lonely it was all those decades?
I don't blame you. It's tough because
they should bump into Asians and be like, oh, Haroon's gay because he likes Pet Shop Boys.
That's like standard. That's what we had to go through. That's traumatic, man. Very traumatic. Nobody really liked the fact that I was like into David Bowie and stuff like that. And they were like, what? Labyrinth? I was like, bro, if it wasn't for the Labyrinth movie, I wouldn't know who David Bowie was. And then going go through his amazing outlook on the music, I'm like, this guy is amazing. And it's not even that. The way he talks about creativity is on some.
Any of them of those snippets, not at those Instagram reels,
bro. No, I watched them on YouTube years ago because I wanted to learn more about it.
Do you remember the way he talks about the internet when it was just about to happen? I think Jeremy Paxman was really dismissed it. He was saying, oh, it's just bad. It's like, no, it's going to change everything, and it's going to be the best thing, the worst thing ever.
Yes, 100%.
He was on some Charles Dickens shit. Yeah, the best of the times, and it was the worst of times.
But it is. I mean, you think about it now from your career spanning over 20 years. How much has the internet played a part in what you do now?
So I remember being on dial-up in the 90s, from about 98 onwards, because born and raised here in United Kingdom. Big up L&D Hospital, Luton and Dunstable. many wonderful, charming, and not so charming and notorious people all emanated from various birth canals in that well-known hospital.
Yes, definitely.
But I spent sort of age 12 to 17 in Pakistan from like 1998. So when I came back in 1998, I was on dial-up. And I remember just even around 2000, the whole discussion around like wanting to get a website out, and people around me like, how are we going to afford that? And like now you can just get a website for like the level of accessibility and cheapness. I mean,
it's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, for £20 a month, you can have a ChatGPT subscription with unlimited queries.
It'll make so much for you. It'll do everything for you now. We're coming to that point now where, as an artist, I'm like, shit, that looks good. And like, it looks real. Photography looks real now. Somebody did some of it. You'll see odd things, but from a first glance, you're like, oh fuck, that looks amazing. Somebody did a AI generated image of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Pedro Pascal Mr. Fantastic, and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine with director Joe Russo, and it looks like they're on the set of Avengers Doomsday. Now, nothing's been confirmed, but as soon as I zoomed into the image, I was like, that's fucking AI. But on the first glance, I was like, motherfuckers, who would put this fucking spoiler up on there?
But I'm gonna contest this because even if you watch stuff, so-called real stuff, right? Like The Hobbit,
Yes.
it doesn't compare to Lord of the Rings.
No.
Because one was actually shot in New Zealand,
The other one was green.
and the other one was green screen. Yeah. So you know what they're shooting right now in New Zealand, but there's 0 blue screen green screen. The Legend of Zelda ads.
Yes, that's right. I saw they put some images up recently. So very excited. You know what? I was hoping. I know this was a weird one because I know Robin Williams had named his daughter
Zelda.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, I hope she gets a little cameo in there because like him and his daughter loved that game.
I love the game.
It's a good
I
game.
played on the NES back in the day.
Yeah, it's a good game. I should play it on my Game Boy.
I need to get a Game Boy. I need to get a Switch too. But again, just looping back to those things, like David bonding as we did on Archer's music video.
Yeah,
Our origins, yeah, right? Our origin, and just meeting other sort of brown geeks and creatives, and then David Bowie is someone who he's also got a great sense of humor. Have you seen that video of him where he says, "Oh, you're probably wondering what it's like to be famous, to have a hot supermodel for a wife." Yes, it's like it's amazing. And the tips. You think, okay, you're really profound. You're like, the CEO does creativity is, but you also can just be the really silly and funny as well.
That's always good, and I think it was important because as I was growing up and learning more about his journey, it's like the way he spoke, the music he did. Because even if you listen to his albums, not everything was the same, and I love the fact that he had. I don't know. He just had different genres of music that he put out there. It wasn't like he didn't have like at the beginning of his career, he had this signature sound, and then he grew into putting bits and pieces of creativity in different things, music video, everything, work. And I was like, wow, this guy is just multi-talented. Like, who can do so much? And I didn't realize that I was not the same character.
He was a polymath. Yeah, he's a polymath. And very I call him a Renaissance man. And what's funny is this connects to since the last time we recorded and we had that recording that can't be used. One of the things that we'll talk about is, for me, the loss of two people in my creative circles, Eric Rico, who I was introduced to because of his work on Ty's 4,000 Spray I'm Gonna Fall. So on the title track, Special Kind of Fall, but he also does vocals for his track called Me. Ty raps on. Ty's passed away.
Yes,
but Bunny Bread passed away as well, which was a real blow to the community. He's done everything from being a graph artist to he made a lot of beats, and he produced some of the early stuff. I think for Breeze, he's got a new.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and I'll never forget that year when I think Prince, Morris from Earth, Wind and Fire died.
Yeah,
had also taken a bounty, and me and Ty, we were actually at an Akada event at the British Library. We pop our head round to where Bunny Bread was DJing.
Yeah,
and the way that Bunny Bread could segue. You want to tell the people how you pronounce segue?
I'm not gonna even. My brother will be pissed because he filters through this and he'll be like,
I think his blood pressure might just
it was spike the blood pressure. No, so outrageous. Oh, it's Sedway. Sorry, bro.
But the Bunny played things like Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah,
Breeze, and to see everyone dancing to Raspberry Beret. But then when he played David Bowie's Life on Mars, there's this stereotype of what kind of racial groups listen to what kind of.
Yeah.
It's like, to be in this space, watching the amount of black and brown people I saw going nuts, the arrangements on Life on Mars. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, and the only other time I've seen it like that was a time when Ty was doing a PA at the Ritzy.
Okay.
On the top floor upstairs at the Ritzy, and he had Billy Business as his DJ. and the way that he was bouncing between. No, I wasn't there. Actually, they did a gig at the Hare and Hounds in Birmingham.
Okay.
And Ty always had this thing after the gig, he'd get Billy to just play tunes.
Okay.
And they would just genre hop, right?
Yeah.
You play something like Sure Shot by the Beastie Boys. Then like Sweet Dreams by Eurythmics. With him just going on the mic going, it's music, bitch. Just deal with it. Deal with it. And that was amazing. But then the song they would play and just watching a room full of people of color go nuts to it. Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Watching black and brown people.
Rock that, bro. That's amazing.
Shut the entire okay. And so, yeah, I think I'm really drawn to. I mean, yeah, I miss Study Bad. It's still not sunk in. You know, he did so many murals for Ty, which are not going to get renewed now because he's no longer here.
Rest in peace.
And you know, me and him, we collaborated together on Ty's penultimate music video, Eyes Open, which was a lead single from his final album, Work of Heart. Oh, that's really bad. I almost forgot. A Work of Heart. Some Eyes Open. So he was a director, I was a producer and project manager. So we had a blast on that shoot. I wasn't able to give the world as a poorer place without Bunny. So again, just love condolences.
Rest in power.
Also his in power wife, his dad, his family. Yeah, I think for me, and this comes into being the ADHD. And we'll get into the neurodivergence in some more detail.
We will.
You know, but one of my diagnoses is having ADHD, and I find that it's never one thing. I love writing poetry. I've written a short play for a program that I was selected on last year, Poets to Playwrights with Writers and Scribes at the Empire. I somehow find my way into writing a novel. The podcast Speak Easy with Haroon. So on the edition of this podcast that you're not going to see because the sound was smashed up, I talked about how that was coming back, and I've actually recorded an episode. I haven't stuck into Final Cut Pro yet, but I'm going to edit and push it out this week. I'll be reassuring a lot of the old episodes and booking new guests. I love podcasting. I used to be a journalist back in my student days. I love music. I've made beats. I am looking to make beats again. I just updated the software for my ICC Live 2. Good. Just dropped 40 quid on a manual for the new operating system. It's an investment, but it's a £40 shaped hole in my bank account. It's not.
It always is, but I mean, it's investing in yourself.
No, look,
I think it's so important.
But this is one of the things I've always done.
Yeah.
You know, as a poet, like I've spent so much money on getting my performances professionally recorded and put onto my YouTube channel. I definitely believe that these things will pay off.
Yes,
but again, we're going in such a haphazard manner, so let's try and be a little bit more. Let's have people follow what we're doing. So we met on the music video shoot for an artist called Archer.
That's right.
The DP on that. Director.
Yes, obviously, director of photography. Yes. My God, I've known Archer for like 20. No, I'm not talking about 20. How old am I? My God, plus 20 years anyway.
Yeah. So I've known him for a few years, largely again through Ty. Yeah, he's one of those people who the relationship became less virtual and more physical. Rude, having to attend a funeral.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
So as I say, I do a whole bunch of things, and I'm here to have a chat about anything and everything that you.
We've got loads to go through. We've got loads to go through.
Any thread that you want to pull.
No, I mean, so like, it's because like, I think
I'm happy to unravel on camera.
No, definitely. And I want you to know, and you are really open. And I'm not going to keep referring to the previous episode. But you're an open book anyway. You're quite an open person anyway. And I think,
did you have a chance to read any of the books that I gave you?
No, I didn't. So sorry.
That's okay.
I was going to get on that.
Blood Reddit is finished. Can I bought Lawn?
We use the bet for it. And because at the moment I'm enjoying reading it. Like I've taken a step back from drawing, taken a step back from quite a lot of creative things. I only just do the podcast now because I was coming to a point where it was like, fuck, I'm doing way too much. I'm drawing, I'm trying to look after the kids, trying to pay these fucking bills, do the podcast, go to this event, meet this person, do that. And then I was like, I'm actually tearing myself up mentally, not being able to do that. And I'm the yes man. I say yes to everything.
Saying no is a very powerful liberator.
No, and of course, and I've started to do that. And it's not that. My problem as well is that I don't know how to delegate.
Because I don't trust nobody to do the work.
Now, this year has been massively helpful. My brother has taken on editing the podcast, making sure he puts it out. I do the socials, but I have really taken my time on taking a step back from artwork. I'm just kind of focusing on myself at the moment now, just to try and have these personal conversations because I learn more from them. I did have somebody named Hakan who came on the podcast recently. This is what we're going to touch base on now. Was that, you know, an honest conversation about what he goes through with autism. And after he got diagnosed, what he was going through. And I was in tears, to be honest, because some of it did sound like me. Some of it was very harsh because nobody understands as well, like why a certain person acts or says or talks in that manner sometimes, or when they're around people. You can't help it. You are who you are, right? You are what you are going through. And what hit me the most was that he was like, some people just don't get it. Even with telling them I suffer autism. So if I do anything out of the ordinary, don't find it weird. Don't make me feel weird in that process. And I think that hit me the most because he was like, just feel like an episode. And I was like, fuck, man. Like, there's certain things I didn't fully understand because of what he was going through and what his autism has put him through mentally. But it tore him away from his passions. It tore him away from people. He didn't say it. But, bro, I know you went through something else, but I'm not going to say it on here. But he's an avid listener. He's been a fan of the podcast from the beginning. And to have somebody who listens to what we do and then come back to me and say that I've been listening to your podcast for ages. To be finally a guest, I know we were meant to geek out, but I just wanted to tell you about what somebody like me goes through so that your listeners can hear it and understand that this is what somebody goes through with autism. And sometimes it's not up to them how they push out some of the things that they come in.
I mean, I think the thing is, neurodivergence, particularly when we look at things like autism, ADHD, there's a lot of romanticizing of superpowers.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, it can be that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's huge challenge from.
Yeah, 100%. Massive challenges. And it's like,
so where do you want me to go with it?
Let's go with what you're like when it comes to creating and your neurodivergence kicking in and autism kicking in when you're creating. Slightly different to what we saw or half done, but
I don't think I could be the creative and artist I am without the ADHD and autism.
Good.
What I find is the things that make regular life challenging, doing regular, repetitive, monotonous, and quite often pointless jobs. The things that make those things very difficult, real, and even friendships and romantic relationships, make creativity almost as natural as breathing.
That's good.
I mean, when I'm creating, there's two different aspects. The ADHD obviously kicks in. The inattentiveness sometimes makes you dip in and out. And in that in-between state, you sometimes catch an idea of inspiration. ADHD allows me to hyper-focus. So if I'm really into something, like when I'm writing or just reading and seeking inspiration, or trying to sort of research for a podcast I want to do with a guest, music time just disappears. I feel like I look at things quite differently. Like it's very natural for me just to pull my pen out and to write a phrase and go, his parents paid for clip vows.
Okay. I do that with imagery. You kind of take it apart, right?
I don't mean take it apart. It's literally, it's like there are just words and phrases and juxtaposed things.
Okay.
Just pass them around.
I love that.
As long as I'm dancing frequency, I pull it out. His parents paid for clip vows. I mean, that's just, a very poetic way of saying someone's parents sprung for private school. I found, especially since getting diagnosed and unmasking, and that was around August 2020, the autism diagnosis, 39. March 2021, just shy of my 40th birthday, I got diagnosed with ADHD. But also since leaning into being a creative, which happened late, and we'll get into that as the non-linearity of the journey. Just my everyday speech is far more rhythmic. I speak almost like I'm speaking in verse. I speak in very strange turns of phrases.
That's good.
Now that you said, I basically you notice it now now that I've said it, you can't unsee it from knowing me for the amount of time you've known.
Yeah.
That I would just talk a particular way now. I can't be bothered with the pretense, sort of regular speech patterns or regular ways of speaking, because for me, I like staying dialed to that frequency, because then that's how I'll write. Like, for example, I wish I had a copy of my book with me, but I mean, just things fall out at me. Like, oh, okay, I can remember the opening poem for the first book, right?
Yeah.
Get on the plane first. God rewards a bias for action. Journey across borders and continents and tread the earth gently, unlike those who forced us to abandon our lands, once abundant and self-sufficient, now chief in ports of exacerbating deficits. Get on the plane first and breathe in the air. Free from dust, thick with prejudice and assumptions. Let your feet adjust to roads paved by cold weather and colder hearts. Make a home laced with anxious talk and voluntary repatriation. I was born of all of that. However, defeating anger is joyful. My resentment dissipates. My elders focus on survival so I can thrive. Their care intertwined with neglect and dysfunction. Hurt people. No more looking over my shoulder and no more dwelling on any of that. It's time to draw a line under all of it. Process it, document it, and then build. Press play to let them really begin. These things just fall out at me. But for me, I have to be in a flow state. The one thing that I've had to learn the hard way recently, because I struggle at times with productivity, I can either be very, very productive, but also I burn out.
Yeah.
So like today, I needed to edit my podcast, get a subscription to Captivate for hosting and push things out. But I taught at a school last week. I did an assembly for 270 primary school kids. Amazing. I taught 4 year groups, year 6, 5, 4, and 3, 160 kids across all of it. So 40 kids per session, 45 minutes, getting to see poems. And again, the way that autism is really weird is I view things in a very binary way.
Okay.
Noughts and ones, good and bad. There's no, this is good enough. It's either it's not good or it's perfect.
Yeah.
So I literally didn't have the headspace to write my thank yous to the school. Because I don't just want to write a thank you. you'll know from even the book. So yeah. I've got a copy of my book. I got a whole personalized note that I gave him in the book.
Yes, he did. Yes.
Similarly, I taught at a school recently where I interacted with the headmaster, deputy, and so forth. And every one of them got a card from me, and I wrote quite personalized stuff in there about my day, my interactions with them. So today, I finally got around to writing to the teacher because she sent me an email that I actually would like to read.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because it's, again, I've struggled a lot with conventional employment. I've got fired from a couple of jobs recently.
That's what I feel like. You said that on the last one, didn't you?
Yeah, but I got fired from 2 more since then.
Oh shit. Oh good. Damn.
Hey, nothing is not prolific.
Exactly what I was saying.
Hey, hi, Haroon. I hope you had a good journey back, and the rest of the week has been good. I just wanted to say thank you for your visit on Monday. The children really got a lot out of it. Thought you'd be interested to know that one of them, my recently diagnosed neurodiverse, always came in with 5 poems he had written home on Wednesday. He said he'd been inspired by you in the workshop on Monday and had gone home and written them. And I think that was worth your visit to learn thank you. So today, I wrote like an entire massive A4 plus letter to the teacher, outlining everything I loved about the school, the visits, my interactions with her, other teachers, just how grateful I was. I'd love to come back in a year's time. And then, I ended up writing a little note in a copy of the book. It was sent her. And when I'm really intense and floated, I also do burn out. I lose track.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And since the pandemic, I've developed long COVID and fibromyalgia, which are chronic conditions which also interact with the autism ADHD. So generally, I feel things in a very heightened way. Well, I think that's the other thing with autism and ADHD. It's like everything is dialed to 11.
This is some daredevil shit, bro.
It is. This is daredevil shit, especially since getting long COVID. Getting long COVID felt like the Peter Parker spider bite. Because everything went even louder. So it was always loud, but I actually really struggle now in public in terms of sudden movement, light, sound, a lot of these things. But I can dial it out if I have something to focus on.
Oh man!
But if I'm performing. And this was this was always really crazy. I remember in 2019, and this was before I took being an artist seriously. Yeah, on path. I remember performing at a place called BYB in Box Park, Wembley, which I now am one of the showrunners for that. Nice. So it's a full circle moment over the last 5-6 years. I remember pestering them for a job. They're like, all the things are taken, and then 2 years later they asked me to DJ. And then like 2.5, 3 years later, I took over with another friend.
Okay, yeah, nice.
But yeah, and I remember saying to some friends, I was like, hey, you know what? I think I'm really good in person with people. This is what I diagnosed. So I think I'm really good with people in person, but I'm really awkward on stage. And these guys looked at me like,
excuse me? No.
I'm like, no. Well, you're really, really fucking awkward in person. But on stage, it feels like you're a hug. So it is some daredevil shit, because I mean, look, different people feel different things differently with neurodivergent.
Yeah.
For autism, I have all the challenges, which definitely make interacting with people difficult. I can't understand nonverbal cues. I can't understand subtext. I take things literally.
Yeah.
Lots of communication challenges. I mean, I was on a podcast called Shameless Careers, which is our career pivot. Haven't watched it. I can't.
Why?
Same reason I can't read my autism report, 15 pages. Just shit. In a moment, I can talk to you about how it's affected me.
Yeah.
But for me to go read a report, based on my account, to watch myself talk about it, I mean, I had complete meltdowns the last these recent jobs. I got fired from agency jobs. Fucking hell. I can't go into them for just because of again, I don't want to get into trouble. So I work in certain things where just privacy and discretion is really
100%.
but it just gets very triggering. And to be honest, that this is one of the reasons why I wanted to read out that is I want people who are neurodivergent, or if you've got a loved one who's neurodivergent, to know that there'll be something that person's good at.
100%.
Yeah. Down, that boy is, that's a down, he's autistic.
Yeah.
So he said, look, find that thing that makes you really weird, double down on it, try and make money out of it.
Yes.
So you can at least.
But that's like, because the same thing, like I've tried to do that and it just hasn't worked. And the hardest part,
I'm still there. I'm still figuring it out.
Same here, bro.
I mean, like it's a little less tricky. I don't have dependents. I don't have a wife and kids. And I think I've made a decision until I completely get my life on track. I can't bring other people.
But like, don't you feel
no passengers?
Yeah, which is,
and that's not to criticize those.
No, they
do. I just know that for me, I'm divorced, and it wasn't a happy marriage. It was an even more miserable divorce. And for me, I'm not revisiting that part. I mean, I feel like what I do is a calling. And so either someone is going to be able to come on board and they have to understand it's a calling, not even someone going, oh, it's your dream and I support you isn't enough.
No, of course
not. Someone has to know this is a calling and that this comes at a cost, but that the benefit, that my positive attributes or the benefits of being with me outweigh the costs. Because I'm really, this is the thing, anyone who I end up interacting with and on a one-to-one basis, I get close to piano teachers who, I was going to say therapists, but that has caused problems in the past. I'm not with I don't see my first therapist anymore. But my second therapist has some of the best boundaries in the business. I was going to shout his name out, but that's actually not the right thing.
No.
But no, my acupuncturist, lovely guy. I remember just being in I was just in a manic state about what a screw up I am and, who the hell is going to want me, this sort of thing. And he's great because he's in his 70s. NHS acupuncture. He's like, Haroon, here's the thing. As long as I turn up, they can't fire me. And he's got stories to tell. He did a philosophy degree in the 60s at LSE. And he also used to be Ridley Scott's camera boy back in the day. Then he worked in TV and advertising. And then in his 50s decided this is a young person's game. And he reframed as acupuncturist.
Shit. Changes are going to happen. And that's what I'm thinking about our journeys.
So, but he said to me, he said, who do you think you are that you get to make that decision that someone isn't going to look too fucked up? He said, someone is going to like you, not just in spite of it, they're going to like you because of it. Because they're actually going to see the symmetry of like, all right, I get this, and there's going to be some lopsidedness, there's going to be madness, but there's going to be some absolute beauty and just like, fuck, there's only one of you on the planet type of shit. So
it's true.
Shout out to my acupuncturist. I'm sort of for discretionary purposes.
But I mean, with knowing that, yeah, and as you said, like you're on your journey, it's a calling, yeah. How does your emotions play with that? Because there have been times where I'm like, fuck this shit, man. I'm gonna fucking quit. I'm gonna let go of this shit, and I can't let it go because it still ails me.
So for me, let me talk about this journey. So if you ask, like, I've got probably two likes. I know I've got lots of good friends. And and I've got very close with my friends. But there's two people who've probably known me the longest, outside of a cousin who's known me for since I was born. But it's my friend William, known me since I was 9. And my friend Paul, who's known me since I was 17.
Okay.
And I remember hanging out with William, and he was like, for the longest time, I thought, like your passion was your family's business, and you go into that. But he's like, that when you came back from Pakistan and just seeing you vibe with music and writing, like I just knew you want to be creative. So age 17 to 24, I had very difficult relationship creativity because I was so utterly unstable.
Okay.
I come from a history of like mental illness, family wise, and more like more undiagnosed neurodivergence. And yeah, not saying if you could, shake a fist for a fenugreek cat. It's in a poem somewhere. I mentioned more bitterness than a fist for a fenugreek. Again, if I was a normal person, I wouldn't write like this. But like, but the emotions, it's difficult because I'm gonna get real vulnerable now. I heard, I was text messaging someone who, I liked her at one point.
Okay.
And it didn't work out. And it can be quite challenging communicating when you're autistic. And she just said, so here's your thing, right? You figure out something that works, and then you just hammer away at it on autopilot. And
That's fucking
which is, it's not nice to hear.
No.
It's true. But yeah, with autism, you don't understand social stuff. So when you see a social script, you take it and you repeat it. Because the thing is, with autism, you don't understand the context. Like as a kid, the amount of inappropriate things that I repeated in the wrong context, I didn't understand you couldn't use those things. I mean, I was hanging out with a friend's daughter where she's autistic as well. And as an 11-year-old kid, she was saying wild stuff. And I said afterwards to my friend, I said, she doesn't give a shit. Like, she doesn't know that it's not
I don't know. I wouldn't have known it at that age as well.
No, but even now, I struggle with it. I have to put a lot of energy. It's like I have to put a translation layer between myself and the world. And it still is not a strong membrane because it's porous. Things slip through. And I get into a really bad space because I was like, well, not good with people. Shit. And this person said, I noticed. And I was like, fuck, that obvious. This person's like, well, my interaction, you're terrible with people. And then it gets really bad because you get into self-loathing. And I obviously there are other people that like, fuck that person. And you are good. And but it's difficult because I can be good with people and I can be really hopeless. But in terms of emotions, I mean, look, when I got diagnosed, so the ADHD diagnosis was an anticlimax. Autism, cried for 2 hours. Just sobbed uncontrollably because all the amount of times that people told me I was inept as a person. And it wasn't even in the way in which I felt shame about, because it's like, okay, cool, I'm broken. I'm just a crap person. And I think for me, what's been really interesting is some of the friendships that I've developed over the years have been some of the most ride or die relationships.
Good. Sometimes it's like that, isn't it?
But I've noticed that what I've been able to infer and extrapolate is for all of my weirdness, dysfunction, and quirkiness, my level of, I guess, genuineness and authenticity and earnestness, like my heart's in my shirt sleeve, that somehow has always endeared me to certain types of people where they're like, look, man, there's so many people out there where it's just surface level and superficial. But, I can either go deeper with you and feel safe, or you're willing to go that place. You're just going to want to talk about the weather or football results. Although, Arsenal 4.
And the weather's shit as well.
Tottenham Hotspur 1. Just want to say that. Saw that game. I haven't seen it still.
You haven't seen it still? My brother was all over the place, man. But I was like, yeah.
You're good at that. You're good at.
No, man, I'm a chorus, bro. I grew up, man, in Tottenham, didn't I, man? That's my home ground.
Yeah, how are you know? But no, he's from Tottenham. Yeah, the emotional side is difficult. Even now, it's very, very tricky.
Yeah, that you've touched on a couple of things that,
And it also interacts with ADHD. So in the school that I was teaching poetry, I actually recommended a book called The Drummer and the Great Mountain by Michael Joseph Ferguson, which is a great book on ADHD because it deals with the complexity of something like ADHD isn't. So like autism is definitely your brain just makes sense of the world differently.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense of the world differently. You look at things differently. You don't understand things the way that others, and that you probably don't understand things that other people take for granted. Then other things I do, ADHD has complex emotional and components to it that I'm trying to get people more aware of.
Okay, yeah, this is, and
ADHD isn't a deficit of attention. What it is that it's a very uneven distribution of attention. So, a normal person with normal dopamine can just sit and do a normal job for 8 hours. Repetitive.
yeah,
ADHD, your nervous system is hypersensitive to being stimulated by interest.
okay,
It's an interest-based nervous system.
100%.
Yeah, yes, other people who are quote unquote normal might not enjoy doing things that they find boring, but I can't sit still. I've been fired from so many jobs for erratic behavior, erratic performance. Shit. So like my publisher, Anne Holloway, he's become a really good friend. She's my publisher, Big White Shed. She put out press play. She's going to put out my second book, B-Sides and Outtakes.
Cool.
And she's also my editor. She's just like this one woman literary army. Absolute incredible woman and person. And she just, she's not the right size shape for the hole that they have and want to fill. And it's like that because I struggled with studying English at school, believe it or not. I didn't like the way it was taught.
Same here.
And I was even put into advanced after school classes for gifted kids in English when I was in Pakistan.
Wow.
And I dropped out because I found him boring. I hate the way it was taught.
Same in me.
And then here I am. I can put words together. I can play with language unlike anyone I know.
But do you think that's like a curriculum thing that's an issue? Because that's what I found.
It's complicated. It's
because I feel like everything's set to a standard where it's not actually set for the individual. This is set for.
Look, I don't know how we're gonna. I don't even think I'm gonna be able to reform the school system.
No, it's not.
That's fun. I honestly, I feel like so in therapy speak, we talk about reparenting ourselves.
Yeah.
Being the parent to ourselves that our parents couldn't be to us.
Yes.
And what I also strongly believe in is re-education. So I find that I'm re-educating myself as an adult, with new skills, YouTube, books, PDFs and all of that. So yeah, what I find, when we talk about the emotional state, it's tricky because what I find with autism is that I think autism is a big tenet of autism outside of the communication issues. Because I also don't make a lot of eye contact with people either. Although,
sorry, you're doing good with me, bro.
Yeah, but so a lot of autistic people don't like being touched.
So
no, I'm very tactile. I'm super tactile.
So see, that's interesting, and you're perfectly right about that because I'm tactile, but only with people I know.
Yeah.
But when somebody else randomly, then I kind of like, oh, bro, I wasn't expecting it.
It depends. I think the bigger challenge I had growing up, was I couldn't read whether someone was okay to be hugged. So I wouldn't hug people who wanted to be hugged. And I'd go and have awful hugs with people who don't want to be fucking touched. Regardless of whether they're neurotypical or neurotypical. But yeah, I'm swearing so much this time. I feel like I was a very polite.
You were different. I can sense that. There's nothing wrong with swearing. Because everybody knows I
feel like I was auditioning for Radio 4 last time.
Yeah, you're fine now because I think I feel like I've got a bit more of you on this one. And I feel like the conversation has flowed completely. The other conversation was great. This conversation has come to a point where it's not come to a point, but
I mean, one of the things that's changed is I had a lot of sensible plans of how I was going to earn money.
okay.
Retrade this and that. I'll be safe while I kind of build my little castle and make my art. And having 2 people in my life pass away in under a week. And again, I've just started reading, and I don't think anything is by chance. So there's a guy called Chase Jarvis. He ran a startup called Creative Live, which was one of the early online education platforms.
Yeah.
It recently folded. I think it got acquired by Fiverr, and it went through these multiple acquisitions.
Okay.
And I mean, most companies, they do not survive acquisition. And I was then building that they were. That's right. But he also cut his teeth as a photographer. He's also a podcast, but yeah, it's Chase Jarvis. I'm a big fan of his. And I decided on the way to this recording to pick up his book, I think Creative Calling. And in it, he talks about how he was going to be a soccer player. 'Cause he's American, right?
Boom.
And he abandoned that, and he was going to go be a doctor. And then his grandfather died. And it put this thing of him of like, and he loves saying this, and I love saying this to people. What do you want to do with this one precious life? And I do realize that I can't be doing any more plan Bs.
No more plan Bs.
Because one of the things that have been really interesting about this path, so going back to my mental instability during the age of 17 to 24, I come from a long line of like mental health.
Yeah.
And I've struggled with depression from the age of 5 to the age of 43. And I struggled with suicidal ideation from the age of 9 to 43. This year has been the first time where it doesn't really hit me the same. I don't know. I have episodes, reasonable doubt. Like today, I was very worried about how I was going to make it here, partly because I had a fibromyalgia flare up. And I was in absolute agony, and I had chronic fatigue syndrome as well. And I had a feeling I was going to sleep through, and I had to call you and say, look, I know it's 8, but I haven't even gotten out of bed yet. It's fine. But also the one on me on me, but it was a tornado, just self-loathing. A lot of anger and tears earlier today. About things I just don't want to go into.
No,
but generally that level of chronic, it's just gone. Like I had made a decision to push past it. But in terms of, and it ties in with what's happened with death. So Chase Jarvis said, what do you want to do? Because he realized, oh my God, my grandfather died. Do I really want to be a doctor? So this is a guy who learned to be a photographer in the 90s when there was only film. Like, and he had a very supportive part. He's been like with the same woman since almost day dots. Which is also a wonderful, wonderful thing. But yeah, I mean, look, I struggled with college. Like I got 2 Ds and an E. I dropped out of uni once. I went to uni the second time and was close to failing and dropping out. I got my 2-1.
Good on you. Good on you. First of all,
I tried to go into like creative jobs. Like I was a runner at various places. I don't think my social skills endeared me to people. And then I just had a complete mental breakdown. Joined my family business. Said I would never do that. Got an arranged marriage. Said I'd never do that. I remember my friend Willie. He was my best man at the registration. I dropped him off at his parents, and it was awkward for me at least. I remember like a couple of decades later. It's a couple of decades, but a long time, because this was 50. Because it was 2007.
Okay.
And I was talking to him earlier this year, and I was like, I always wondered if when we were hanging out at your parents' place, you guys kind of thinking at the back of your head, wow, the 2 things you say you'd never do. And you family business, arranged marriage, we went and did it. And he's like, yeah, when you left and you closed the door, that's the exact conversation we had. People no. But yeah, I just went through a lot of different. I just couldn't get my bearings. And so from the age of 24, 25, I was in my family business. I got married. Didn't particularly enjoy running that business. It was a high street retail business. High street was in decline.
Yes.
That was the beginning of it. It wasn't the beginning of it. It was, I mean, it crushed my spirit because I grew up with our family business, multiple iterations being buzzing places. And I could even handle there not being a lot of money, but I wanted to feel engaged and stimulated. This is the
Yeah, 100%.
that is right. That's the thing with being neurodivergent. I failed so many things at uni really easy, and I got firsts in all the hard stuff. Like I need to be stimulated. I need to be challenged. Again, it's binary.
Yes, yeah.
First, I have a teacher at the school. I said, look, either I'm not going to write you a thank you letter, or it's going to be the most personalized thing. And unfortunately, because I didn't have the headspace and the bandwidth to sit and block all the noise out, you're getting this now.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I stopped being creative around the age of 23 because I was at risk of having a second degree I dropped out of. And I managed to pull myself over the line. And again, it was very erratic. I went from like getting a third to getting so on to always getting a first, then getting a third again. And that the third in parts of my degree balanced out the first, and I managed to just scrape a 2-1.
Wow.
I remember I was on a little getaway after uni in Amsterdam, and I logged onto the portal to check the final reveal.
Yeah.
Of all my
Perfect place to be.
I was sober as hell, man. But it's just a lake place. But I just scraped my 2-1, and well, yeah, I basically decided that I felt like, okay, I'm talented, but something's not been right. Maybe I've not been in the right environment. So I really worked hard. I got into London Business School.
Yeah.
My MBA. It was 2 of the most stimulating years of my life.
Good.
Stressful because I was also married at one and working in the fault.
That must have been quite.
I mean, it was never ideal, and I'm not even here to blame my ex.
No.
I'm sure off camera I have very different, because it's just fundamentally, it was not a good look for either one of us. I think actually not. I think she wasn't particularly. I know she wasn't happy either.
Yeah.
But it was really stressful because the workload at business school is heavy.
That must have been. And I'm actually surprised you did. You got through it.
As am I. Yeah. And we arrived with a 9-month-old child in tow.
Wow.
And it was stimulating. After that, I just couldn't find my groove. I mean, even at business school, I was a bit of an oddball and I had chip on my shoulder. And I met up with, I'm a big believer in, Carpe Diem, seize the day. And someone I got along with, whose energy I really loved, shout out to Brendan Bradford, one of my classmates from the MBA 2012 class at London Business School. He was in town, and we met up. I said, look, I'd love to get a coffee. And it was a very emotional, teary conversation because I was just like, what drew you to me? Because I said a lot of people didn't give me the time of day, and I'm not sure I was an ideal person to know back then. Just said, "What man, you had a way about you, but it was also very clear that you had weight on where you were carrying stuff." Yeah. And I just remember crying. It was like I felt very seen. It was I just got fired of all my jobs afterwards for what I now realize, but on the undiagnosed, the symptoms of undiagnosed ADHD and autism. And yeah, my marriage ended in 2017. I ended it. I was very unhappy. And around that time, there just signals from the universe. Like there were 2 people very pivotal in my life, Gemma Weeks and Christian St. Croix. I think that's how it's pronounced. One of them is a Black queer poet and playwright over in San Diego. I've never met. He's an online friend. Gemma Weeks, who I have met. He's a Sikh writer, poet, author, novelist, a screenwriter. He was from London. She's now relocated, also from Tottenham, actually. Relocated to St. Lucia. And yeah, it just was like, okay, right, it's coming back in my life. Interesting. And I just, I started performing and writing from 2017. through to the end of 2019. And I felt at the beginning of 2020, I was finding my feet as a writer. I went to some classes by a renowned poet called Rachel Long. I could see the turning point. And then the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And, I lost someone very close to me, Ty, TY, the hip hop MC from Brixton. It's devastating. And then obviously, my divorce came through, and my ex-wife wanted to move to Dubai, and I consented to her going, taking my daughter, which was pretty much the beginning of the end of our relationship with my daughter. And like people who know me will be like, yeah, we saw change. Like you really leaned, like there was 3 years of knowing I wanted to be creative.
Yeah.
I'm not really finding my feet. And then I stepped up from 2020 onwards. I made beats during the pandemic, wrote poems. Always knew I wanted to write a book. From 2017, I knew from the very moment I started doing poetry again, I knew this is my gateway crowd. This is an entry point. This is how I poke into the wormhole.
Yeah.
And travel through time and space. But it's not going to be the thing. And I basically kept doing stuff. I thought I was going to quit performing. I had a lot of, again, the undiagnosed neurodivergence, just the anxiety and difficulty dealing with people at times. And then I got called up to DJ for BYOB, which was a place I performed at, and I desperately wanted to work for them, be on staff. And then it just happened without me asking. And as a curator, I'm not brilliant at mixing, but as a curator, selecting tunes, my favorite reference is Sick. And
so you got invited to the next show, bro.
Yeah, and I grew into my skin there.
Yeah.
Then I joined an autistic theatre troupe, and they taught me how to perform and to project my voice.
Nice.
And I remember I was so broke back then. We used to have rehearsals in Barron's Court Theatre in the basement on wet, grey, cold mornings, like end of 2021 or beginning of 2022. So cold time of the year. And I was so broke, I had to take 2 buses. I couldn't afford the tube. But again, I was just like, no, and I'd just be in there, and man, my director beat the shit out of me. I just take after take after. I swear in my head his nickname was again. But there's this whole journey of being creative, and I think 2022 I got my first headline. BYB platformed me and asked them to headline.
Wow.
And 100 people turned up. People I didn't just think gave a fuck and pay attention. I got standing ovation, and I cried, and the friends cried. And then I put my first book out the next year. And then, the novel happened. Novel is happening. And we're looking to revisit Vince. I started a punk band this year, which seems to be defunct now because, I don't really want to say much more about it on camera because they're lovely people, but it's just not happened. I'd say face in it. I'm taking piano lessons from a go thought there, so I feel like I'm just alive creatively. And it is a calling. I know that there was a purpose to all of this that I was talking about. I can't remember. It's all right. I started and how I got here. Yeah, it's been
the journey.
So it's been the journey of going back. Now I know what it is. I think because I know what it was like to be a whipped and the cost of marriage, divorce, losing a house, finances, defaulting on debts, getting on the phone and negotiating my way out of CCJs. And, even now I'm dancing dangerously close to the sun with my finances.
But I think that's the
part of the journey.
But it's a standard like trope with artists, with creators, which I don't like stereotype.
That ulcer is in my stomach.
It's something that even now as a father that I still like, shit, I'm still fucking fighting here. What the fuck? But then I'm getting called in different directions now. And it's like I get a dopamine buzz from that. I don't get the dopamine buzz I used to get from doing my artwork. I'm getting a bit of buzz from reading some of the new books I'm reading now and some of the comics I'm reading now. So even though I've taken a step back, I still need that little shot of like, fuck, what's the next event? Where am I going? Who am I going to meet? Like, because
the things for me, I can't quit.
No, this has been. I think that journey. We know that.
It's from me, and I'm 44, and I think this goes back to
you don't look good. No, you don't look.
I take damn good care of myself.
Good.
Although I was late here, so I didn't have time to.
It's all right. We started there, so I
didn't have time to moisturize.
It's all good, bro. Don't worry, man. Though you look good on cam. You look good. You look good on cam. You look good on cam.
I mean, I'm a big product plot.
Look at this guy.
Shout out to Steve, also known as Rap Sit from Paragon, old school hip hop crew, now pivoted into That's It. If you want to look younger, if you just want to look good, you should think happy, you should think nice thoughts, you should listen to 90s hip hop, but also skincare routine. That's It. Look them up on Instagram. Steve, you know I'm always going to plug you, bro. Boop, boop, boop. But yeah, reaching this age, like being in my mid-40s, all the time and everything, people dying and, you know, real, like for me, there's no more plan B, there's no more playing it safe. Because what I've learned is between winning the award in October and then my podcast episode with Varia, as the host of Shameless Careers.
Yeah.
When I'm being me, just magic's happening. I've got old bosses from my 2 chief technology officers from previous companies I was in who I got along with, haven't spoken to in years, DM'd me and they're like, you know, I've been quietly watching this whole pivot and this fast in recent years. I've got to say, I love it. Where I was trying to be this person who could fit in a regular job, I was just another guy. People could see there was a spark, but there was also something wasn't clicking.
It wasn't clicking, yeah.
And now, so for me, I'm just like, okay, let's figure out a way to pay these debts off. And then let's be a bit more sensible. And for example, that poetry workshop feedback I got.
Yes.
I'm finding my place. Even recently, like I have these mood swings and I was really phoning it in with certain things I was doing, like even running events. And then I was reading The Greatest Salesman by O.G. Mandino. That is a massive recommendation.
Yeah, right. It's a good book.
You've read it?
Yes, I've read that book. That's what I had to read because I was in the corporate world.
I haven't read the whole thing because my biggest problem is you have to read each scroll for 30 days, 3 times a day, and I'm struggling a bit with that. But I realized perfection's the enemy of good enough. I'm just
I mean, that's what I was going to say. Because I'd bit through it, and then
I can reread it.
100%. I think
but you remember the second scroll, what it's about?
Not off the top of my head, I've not. You go with you? Yes.
Love you. Love for the top of my head. Connie, if you're watching, thank you for recommending. Sorry, I'm just making everyone aware of my parasocial relationships with Matthew McConaughey. The Greatest Salesman. It's a bit, imagine The Alchemist, but just say so scroll 2 is chapter 9. I will greet this day with love in my heart, for this is the greatest secret of success in all ventures. Muscle can split a shield and even destroy life, but only the unseen power of love can open the hearts of men. And until I master this art, I will remain no more than a peddler in the marketplace. I will make love my greatest weapon, and none of whom I call can defend against its force. And it's mad. I carried this energy recently into running events. And people were linking up me saying, I'm not even following you on Insta, but I've got to. But even though I'm not following you, that podcast appearance on Shameless Careers, I saw it. Man, that was wicked. Also, I remember you were doing your own podcast a year or two ago. I saw those episodes. And I'm like, how the fuck, man? So for me, I just realized my job is to do the one thing that no one else can do, be me.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? The world would be a path to my door.
100%.
100%. It kills me that it's taken the loss of certain people to realize that it is what it is.
Bro, that's part of it. Like, that's me. That's me. It took ages. I was in corporate world for retail and corporate for like 25 years, bro. 25 years. I've always been creative in the background, though, because I feel like I haven't been fully diagnosed with anything.
Yeah.
But everybody keeps saying, I've got something.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll ever will, because I'll just continue the way out, because I've always just worked. I've just always done stuff. I know both me, my dad, my brothers, my sister, we all suffer something. My mum as well, but it was just never, as you know, in Asian culture, it's not something that they were like, oh, there's something there.
I am probably one of several people, and I in my family on my mum's side. Remember, I've got 40 first cousins.
Yeah.
They're 40 to 50. Shit. Easily.
Damn.
Mum's side. Yeah, just a mum's side. Shit. My mum and dad both are 1 of 10.
God damn. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know nobody. Like, we probably got the same.
And I'm probably one of you who actually aggressively, and I very aggressively self-advocated for a diagnosis. Because after my marriage ended, I could start seeing that there were some issues. I started suspecting autism, whereas my then therapist suspected the ADHD.
Yeah.
And I got the referrals for both. But the time I went for the assessment, I just knew. Because the last proper job I was in, actually really good friends with my boss.
Oh,
but the working relationship was really tempestuous. Shit.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember on the last day, she took me out to lunch. She's like, you know, this has been the most difficult working relationship I've had with someone in your role in my company. Because I was the ops manager. I was really tricky.
Fucking wrong.
And she's like, at the end, I could tell you definitely definitely autistic, and there was smatters of ADHD there too. So yeah, for me, I'm here. I'm on this path.
Good.
And yeah,
more to come. And what you'll notice as well, being you.
It's after right house.
It'll come, bro. People, they're beacon. That's a beacon. You're a beacon. You're a beacon. And things will happen.
Right, like I'm having to reduce the amount of availability to do agency stuff this week.
Yeah.
Because there's just certain creative things I want to double down on that I know that if I finish them, they can. This is the beauty of the internet, is that you can create and publish like that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, there's no.
Because this is the one thing I learned. I told myself after I won the award was eyes are on me. I've done something noteworthy to tell people. Now I've got to start telling people what I do, because people say, oh man, I see you do loads. I was like, I don't even talk about what I do. I'm only just stepping into.
Yeah. What we're doing. Yeah, exactly. Man, what a journey. What a journey. What a journey. What can I say? Thank you so much for sharing. You shared quite a lot there.
Yeah. And I feel like we condensed it a lot quicker, and we actually moved in a far more non-linear way. I think you definitely saw a less curated version of me than last time.
Mm-hmm. That's my superpower. That's my superpower.
I made a tweet review this way. It wasn't you.
And that's the good thing about what I learn about people as well. And that's the great thing about having people come back to the episodes, because this is like a real what I can't even say. This would be like a ongoing featuring thing where it'd be like, come back on, because the conversations get deeper. We could get into other subjects as well. And with podcasting, and this is what the wonderful word and the audience that we have here is, that as much as it's about geeking out, it is about two people just talking.
Yeah, but
understand.
We're going to geek out. We're going to go to the lists in a second.
Yes, we are.
No, but this is what I love in all great podcasts. Is there are certain guests that connect so well with the host that they become recurring guys.
Yes.
I already know on my podcast there's certain people that I'm just going to get in 1 to 2 times a year, standard, just to catch up.
It works. And it's important. It's just like, if you vibe with that person really well, the first one, the second one changes, the third one changes.
Defense.
You guys are best friends after.
So you know from last time, I can never give you one favorite book, movie.
That's like big, sir.
So what we're talking about now. You introduce people know. Let people know what we're going to talk about.
So
you prompt me. Prompt the audience.
voice actually to be honest, they already know because it's like a standard at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go through favorite books, albums, music albums, and movies.
Which ones?
Sometimes it's really hard because, as you said, you can't just pick the one. I'm the same. I've got 20 different genres of music.
You're going to hear about
everything. So we've got let's kick off with music.
Okay.
So yeah, let's kick off with music. Top 5 favorite.
That can't be something
of all time.
can't.
It gotta be.
I'm going to tell you some things.
Go. Give them some history with them as well, because what you did amazingly last time was you really broke it down, and I know the listeners would love this because they'll be like, when they hear you're passionate about an album or an artist or a movie, they go and research it and they'll be like, bro, thank you so much for that recommendation. So there you go. The mic's yours.
Okay, so Jimmy Eat World, Clarity. So Jimmy Eat World are an emo band. And typically they're known for an album that was called Bleed America. After 9/11, it had to get renamed Jimmy Eat World, i.e. there's some
Okay.
out sensitivity for, for horrific attacks on the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
However, Clarity is an album where the arrangements are exquisite.
Okay.
On the songs. I mean, there's a song on there I'm probably going to listen to on the way back home. Just bore my eyes out. Called Just Watch the Fireworks.
Okay.
I think what was always interesting, I think, in my friendship with someone like Paul, he was one of my best friends ever, Paul Jennings. I was that hip hop kid in college when I met him.
Okay.
And he was that white kid who was into like indie and rock and so forth.
Okay.
And he got me into emo, like things like Weezer.
Okay.
Big fan of.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy Eat World. And what I like about Clarity is you can listen to the whole album, beginning to end. It takes you on a journey, an emotional one. It's very hard on shirt sleeve.
Okay.
I think for me, I'm gonna catch a lot of shit for this. I don't think a lot of emo from that time. I don't think it's everything aged well.
Okay.
Necessarily. There are things like, I don't know, I have friends who are into things like Yellow Card and Taking Back Sunday, which I kind of listened to a bit at the time. Wouldn't really go there now. It's just not my thing. But Jimmy Eat World's Clarity is just a classic. It's an absolute classic. There's great songs on there. It's very earnest, heartfelt stuff. And also just I don't even know what some of the instruments are. I'm hearing little things in there.
That's kind of, I'm going to listen to it loud. Yeah, you've said that.
So, I mean, other things. I mean, look, the first, every album that Ty ever did, but particularly Awkward, which is my introduction to him. Songs like Walk With Your Ego. However, Upwards was something else. He got nominated for Mercury Prize, which was absolutely great.
Rest in Power. Ty Power is another artist that I saw, like one of few artists that I've seen live that really, in the UK hip hop scene, like really, I was like, capture me. And I remember Archie telling me, come to the show, check out Ty's stuff. And I was like, man, this is like, so I grew up with like the late 80s, early 90s hip hop. So really raw, really all together, really like, I don't know, like the hip hop in that era really just spoke to me. Yeah. And when I met Archer, he was in the One Crew with like Pirelli and Sway and all them lot.
He was in a crew with Swen.
Yeah.
Like, Derek.
Derek. Yeah, Derek. Little Derek.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah, but they were in a crew called the One Crew. Back in when they were in school.
It's realist.
Yeah, there we go. Here we go. So they were in a crew together. Then further down the line, I knew him through some other friends that they were drum and bass jungle MCs. So I don't even know. Should I say this part?
Dynamite MC?
No. Basically, you used to go to a friend's house. He used to live on the third floor, had his hi-fi stereo system with a microphone, and all they do was we smoked a lot and we listened to jungle music, and it was fucking amazing.
The good old days.
The good old days.
Pirate radio days.
Yeah. And they were on it. And then Archer was there. And I remember, someone was like, this man is spitting some horrendous bars here. And I was like, how do you guys know each other? And he was like, we were in school together. And I was like, Archer, where are you from? And he was like, Tottenham. And I was like, I'm just down the road, bro. And then ever since
you met him at one of those.
Yes. And that was it. We collaborated on photography, artwork. Recently, he's been posting loads of album covers of work I did for him in that era. I traveled with him when he was touring as well. Me and his manager got one of his videos up onto MTV, which is one of my greatest achievements. Yeah. So that was amazing to do that. I run shows with him, and we still collaborate to this day, which is absolutely beautiful. And we've got this beautiful friendship. No matter if I haven't seen him in 9 months, that we still meet up with each other. But that's how he introduced me to Ty. He said, Kibbs, I'm going to Ty's event. Come down. Can't remember where it was. And then that was it. Ty I was like, oh my God, I'm a fan now. And shout out to Scandus, because when they did a video.
You know Scandus as well?
Yeah, man. Come on, nice.
And my people. Well, you came with the other guy in the crew. He was he's part of the Freshers crew.
Dre.
He goes to my gym.
So that's a Dre.
But then being into Dre, the one
crew. Oh God, the name's gone out of my head now. He was at the shoot as well. Light skin brother.
Anthony.
Yes. He was at one crew. He was the one.
Anthony was at the one crew.
Yes. He was the one.
You know, Anthony taught Archer how to rap.
Yes, that's right.
Anthony dates one of my close friends.
So that's what I'm saying. It's all internet. That's how Ty. Yeah, amazing album, guys. Something to definitely check out. But let's continue before we get deep into it. Let's continue.
So Upwards was the beginning of Ty producing his own stuff.
Yes,
there was a lot of synths on there. He did some great drum program. There's a lot of influence from Broken Beats. Drew Hawley was his co-producer. Great stuff. But we're talking again about music, albums, things I love. 2 albums by Stereo Lab. So, Emperor Tomato Ketchup and Dots and Loops. Great albums.
Okay, I'm gonna check those out.
Fuse Vibe are a Taiwanese rock band. I don't know the names of that album because they're Mandarin in Chinese, but they're great.
Good.
Diggable Planets, Blowout Con, one of the best albums ever. Tribe Called Quest, first 3 albums.
Ooh. Amazing.
Low End Theory,
amazing.
Midnight Marauders. We on a world tour with Lyle and Number. Those just undersides. Also,
some good albums.
And there's a few that I'm gonna listen to. There's Def Flap on both sides. Most Def entitled quietly. Slapstar is the one that made me want to be a writer.
Ooh,
that album.
That album is like. How can you put this into words? When you hear lyrics, when you hear. I mean, even though they've got a track called I think it's Most Def who's got Mathematics, but I felt like when they did that album, it was like Mathematics when they put those words together. Does that make sense?
It's definitely an album where you feel every word, every syllable, was crafted.
Fucking crazy, bro! It's such a good album. Oh, if you guys ain't heard that, and they're touring soon, ain't it? They've got a new album coming up, right? Who knows? Man, that is crazy. From my knowledge, man, we've got some great albums this year. Anyway,
Stevie Wonder, some like Innovations, that whole era of the 70s is great. Dennis Soul, new album. Have you heard it? Cabin?
No, so it's coming out. Is that already out? What? Cabin Crew's out.
Go check your Spotify, bro.
God damn, I am running late. The one I'm waiting for is DJ Premier and Nas, so. But Mobb Deep dropped one.
There's a Nas.
Ghostface Killer.
There's a Nas track.
Oh shit, you're kidding.
On this album. That they sampled Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic by the Police.
Fuck.
It's a ridiculous tune.
Hold on.
This track was Black Thought. This track with Black Thoughts.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Black Thoughts is on there. Oh shit. Okay.
Colin and Slick's Rick.
Oh my god. But Slick Rick's album was fucking good, bro. I was a good judge.
Do you know who's? So they've actually got little voiceover skits. Guess who they got to the first track is like a teacher taking attendance.
Yeah.
Guess who they got? Giancarlo Esposito.
I'm gonna check this shit out. All right, I've got my journey around.
Oh, hey, beloved, I'm here. Is there a Killer of Mike's or Killer Mike? Hey, King, I believe both applied to me. Just
okay, I need to check it out. I'm super excited about that. All right, cool. I didn't even know. I saw a post saying that it was coming out soon. I didn't realize it was already out.
Never start. I mean, look, 3 Feet High and Rising, Telestone is Dead, Balloon Mind Stakes, Tapes is High, the Artificial series, the later ones where they had like MF Doom one. Also, I'm a huge fan. Black Radio 3 by Robert Glasper. World Music Radio by John Baptiste. Beautiful album, incredibly, just very childlike and playful. I love Fierce approach to creativity. I mean, I think he's an absolute legend. What else is there? So we got Sionist Empathogen by Willow Smith is amazing. I think she's got up to great music. I think she's incredible. I'll check that out. I'm listening to One in a Million Noises. Ooh, so there's this EP by this South Korean pop punk band.
Okay.
They're called Quer, QWER. Mm-hmm. And they've got this EP. It's called In a Million Noises, I'll Be Your Harmony.
Okay. Interesting. All right, I'll check that out as well. All right, guys.
So yeah, I mean, look, there's just no shortage. I mean, I'm getting into Denzel Curry these days.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of the D'Angelo albums.
Oh, man.
You know, Black Messiah.
Again, recently listening to them again, I'm like,
yeah, anything by Bob James, I love. Obviously, Michael Jackson, Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad, Dangerous, all great albums.
All good albums. Amazing albums.
I'm going to be here forever. I think on subsequent times you get me in, we'll talk about more albums. But I think that gives you some idea. I mean, Miles Davis kind of blew. I just love music. I love music. Also,
no, you picked some great tracks. There's some on there that I haven't listened to. So.
From The Wee Small Hours of the Morning by Frank Sinatra. Mm-hmm. And also Hear My Dear by Marvin Gaye. So when Marvin Gaye had one of his divorces, I think she went like $1 million or whatever in settlement. So he basically recorded an album where it's like you're getting all the royalties. That's your payoff.
Oh shit.
However, the album is called Hear My Dear, and it chronicles them meeting and the marriage falling apart and the divorce. So like he actually gives her the entire album of just him listen to the song.
I need to hear that again. Yes.
Listen to the song, When Did You Stop Loving Me? I don't think I've ever heard a human being in as much pain in their soul as hearing in that song.
So I didn't know the backstory to that.
It's literally like someone's trying to pierce my heart, man. Like,
now
that is that painful, powerful, and powerful. But let's go on to books, because movies is where I'm going to just go let loose, because I spent more time in the cinema at uni for an undergrad degree than I ever spent in a lecture hall.
Good. That's nice to hear, because I'm not there as well.
Let's get books.
Let's go, man. Let's go. I'm going to be a bit different with this stuff. Can't just pick random books. What's the book that made you feel most creative? There's that one book.
It's a series of 3 books by the same author.
Okay, cool.
Austin Kleon.
Okay.
The first book is Steal Like an Artist.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is Show Your Work. And the third one is Keep Going.
Okay.
Incredible.
I haven't read those. So definitely one to check out.
Incredible.
Okay.
Very easily digestible, lots of visual drawings, just very inspirational for anyone who wants to basically have a life full of creativity and a creative practice. And if you want to be a full-time creative as well.
Interesting. Okay, I'll check.
Okay.
That's on my list.
What else?
Book that makes you sad.
1984 and Fahrenheit 451, both dystopian futures.
Mm.
In Fahrenheit 451, they burn books. 1984 is the curtailing of civil liberties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, and actually, the book that makes me the saddest, 2 other books. And it's crazy because one is Mouse by Art Spiegelman, the graphic novel,
Yeah.
where the guy has his father-son relation. He's Jewish, and his father, I think, lived through the Holocaust. And it's not even deliberate, but it's just true.
Yeah. It's actually, yeah.
No, Joe Sacco, Palestine.
Yeah. Oh man, shit. Oof. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. That one made me sad recently. Yeah. That one made me sad recently. Oh man. Give me more others. Shit, that one just reminded me. That's why. That one really made me sad. Like, I haven't read a book that made me cry so much that like,
which one? Palestine.
Yeah, like really, I felt my soul leaving my body.
Yeah.
And I'm really vocal about it because of the hardship and the shit I've seen over the past 2.5 years. That it 2.5 years, right? It's been heartbreaking, bro. It's been fucking insanely heartbreaking. Oh man. Yeah, it's horrible. That's a whole different topic and subject because that really kind of like when you put yourself, like, it's really hard for books to put you into a position, into a understanding and knowing what people have gone through.
Yeah.
And like, you see stuff online and that was just like made me feel it, man. Like, even more. Like, you could watch stuff, but when you're reading it, when you're reading those words, you're living ones. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Sorry guys. It's not even about emotional about this. It does make me sad. It still makes me sad. It's heartbreaking. A book that makes you smile.
Write down the ones that you just hit.
These lemon pistachios, man, are addictive. I'm gonna have some high blood pressure before I get home, bro.
I'm not going there. Made me smile. Anything by Roald Dahl.
Oh,
as a kid, his work made me smile and laugh a lot.
I mean, my most influential.
yeah, for John Mandel, so yes. So,
Autobiography of Malcolm X.
oof.
God, that's a good age 14. That one cracked me.
Ooh, that's a good book. That's like
We want to end this segment on.
Yes, definitely. Sorry, I was going to quote something from there and a burp came out instead. Apologies. Shit, it's gone out of my head now, but it was something that I say to a lot of people because I do workshops for art. I do social media stuff as well for people as well. And remember that what we do is creative. Sometimes it's not for the masses. It's about connecting to that one person. And Malcolm X has always said that regarding any type of creativity, but any type of message that's going out there as well. That if it can connect to the one person, it's not for the masses. Even if it's yourself that it connects to, you should be happy with the creativity that you put out there. You should be happy with the message that you put out there as well. And I've always kind of stuck to that because a lot of people say, how do you just keep on doing this shit? And it's like, because I'm actually fucking happy doing it. It makes me happy. Views, likes, all of that shit doesn't really help. It does help, but doesn't really, it's not my motivation. I think people are looking for quick fame and quick virality? No.
Yeah, virality.
Yeah, like if you take that out, you are going to have so much fun on the journey because you're going to be able to do other things in the process as well. And I feel like this one stop going viral and I got 20,000 likes on something is not currency. Yes, it's a dopamine hit, but that's not going to help you move forward in what you want to be able to do. So keep creating for you. And as you said, everything else will be paved out for you. And opportunities will come. But it's how much you put yourself out there. Authenticity is so important, guys. It's another thing. Sorry, I'm plugging away because one thing I say in the workshops as well is that people buy you. People not really buy the product. People are buying you. So this can be authentic.
But this is why I'm glad you said this. For all of the hoopla, I'm not doubting the fact that with AI, there's some very serious questions about copyright law and remuneration of artists. There is theft on trade, but it's at the same time. I mean, look, it's an innovation that's going to come, and it is going to do what it's going to go and do.
100%.
Ultimately, what people buy people.
Yes.
And they buy their journeys and their stories. Because ultimately, what we're really looking at, we're looking either for ourselves to be mirrored or for our hopes and aspirations to be mirrored.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think do you and be you.
100%. Right, sorry.
Some movies.
Let's go, bro. Right, this one. The first movie you connected with and watched like 100 times.
Star Wars, man.
Ooh.
I used to look forward to every Christmas where there'd be another Star Wars movie out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
New Hope.
Oh my God. I mean, we got New Hope.
Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi.
That's our era.
Ewoks.
Return of the Jedi was my era. Don't know what it was about Return of the Jedi. Just Luke came back as a fucking badass man. I was like, yes, he's not this bumbling fool. He's a fucking full-blown Jedi when he came back in that movie, man. The outfit was on fire.
Leia was all right as well.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes, definitely. But yeah.
Point out the old bit.
Yeah, why not? And then, I mean, we got Ewoks and fucking all sorts of crazy shit in that one. I feel like that went like full-on crazy.
But we also went full-on daddy issues as well.
Oh, yeah, 100%. We had to resolve that as well. And I kind of like that. That was the end.
Do you remember watching Lost?
I gave up after season 2.
I knew it was a whole bunch.
It didn't need it.
I watched the whole thing. It was dark. Big up J.J. Abrams. And there was time travel in it. Yeah, when it on and Hugo was in a different time period, and he decided to write a new version of Star Wars. When he's like, if only they could have just talked to each other. He's like, we could have avoided all of the galactic war, and we could have avoided the Ewoks, man. Ewoks suck. It was one of like greatest kind of like pop culture meta internal.
The thing is, I need to give it a go again. But yeah, Star Wars: A New Hope.
So yeah, that was the thing I watched like released as a kid.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah. Okay. Your least favorite movie?
Showgirls. I mean, Paul Verhoeven is an incredible director. I love the original RoboCops.
The original RoboCop is
Showgirls is so bad, so painfully bad. I've not seen anything as shockingly offensive as the existence of that movie.
It really is horrible on some net horrible. It's some, you know, funny you said that. There's a director that I know, Rob. Sorry to call you out. I know he's been on plenty of episodes, but he gave it a 2-star, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? How the fuck did you give that 2 stars, bro? And it was like, well, there are some. No, bro, the film, like, I don't know what Paul was thinking when he directed that. What was he thinking? Or was he? I don't know. I was gonna go outlandish there, but you guys haven't seen Outlandish, so I'm not gonna go outlandish. I keep it PG-13. Keep going. Shit. I couldn't keep PG-13. Couldn't keep PG-13. Your favorite movie in the cinema?
Sinners, Ryan Coogler.
Ooh, that's good. That was very.
I watched it in IMAX at Waterloo twice. That's when if you're wondering why my debts are so high.
That much again.
Then I also went and got, like, you know, the £4 donut from Marks and Spencer.
Oh, I got that. Of course, it's standard, isn't it?
Although rest in peace to the $2.49 Twister wrap deal at KFC, which got me through summer.
Fucking hell, man. Everything's changed now. Sinners is a great movie. Ryan Coogler is an amazing visual director.
He is, but then why is he now? Why are we wasting his talents on a remake of the X-Files with a diversity cast?
I'm not sure.
I don't want to see that.
I'm not sure. To be honest, I don't really want to see that. I want to see him do creative, more movies.
Like, for me, Sinners was a reminder that original stories, original intellectual property, original IP can still kick.
100%.
We've seen it with Nolan's a great example of that. Although he's done stuff with, you know, other people's IP as well.
Yeah, I know, but he gave me something new with Batman, didn't he?
Yeah. So,
Star Wars Sinners.
Okay.
Generally. Best international movie.
Oh, terrible human being. I can't do one.
It's a funny one. Go for it. Give me that couple.
It's going to be a whole barrage, man. I've got a whole international cinema.
Charlie Soleil's in there, bro.
It's not in my list. Shit. I love it, but it's not in my list.
Ah, man.
I can't fake the fun. Can just, if you have to revoke the brown card, just take it.
I'm joking.
Take it now.
I'm joking. But yeah, the international movies, man, because I feel like this year, I think I saw more international movies than, you know, your peak Hollywood movies.
Okay, so Infernal Affairs 1 and 2, which are Hong Kong movies with Tony Leung and Sandy Lau.
Yes.
And those two stories were cumulatively remade into The Departed.
Oh, yeah.
And it's way better than Departed.
Yeah, 100% better. 100% better. I love the Infernal Affairs, bro. But they made it really loud. Like, it has Infernal Affairs had these quiet moments with these characters where in The Departed everything went fucking to 11 volume. Like, it got really loud at points where it didn't need to be loud.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally. Those are two good movies. Yes, 1 and 2. So keep in notes, guys, because...
Okay, so the next 3 movies feature my favorite actress. Mainland Chinese actress called Cho Dong-yu. Better Days and Soulmate are 2 great movies. Better Days was nominated for Best Foreign Movie.
Okay.
Here came out. Soulmate also stars Sandra Ma-Si-chun, if you perhaps opposite her of Soulmate. Those are the same director. And then Cho Dong-yu again in Us and Them. Us and Them is on Netflix. Directed by Renee Liu. I think I can't pronounce it correctly, but she's a Taiwanese big music artist. This is what I like to say. She's been like releasing albums and like filling stadiums for decades.
Yeah.
And again, Southeast Asia doesn't make this song and dance of like old feet. They just like, cool. Okay, you're a singer, you're what, and so what? We believe in me.
Yeah.
She had a script. Female director. So think about it. Female director, writer director, first time writer director. They gave her the movie.
Wow.
And did all that. And yeah, Cho Dong-yu. Gangs of Wasseypur. 1 and 2.
I'm going in, guys. Look at the selection you guys have got. Everybody's going to say as well, like, Gibbs, thank you. I'm gallon the thank you.
And that has like others, because my trifecta of my favorite actors are basically Cho Dong-yu from China, and then I'm Pankaj Tripathi and Nawazuddin Siddiqui. And Nawazuddin Siddiqui and Pankaj Tripathi are both in Gangs of Wasseypur 1 and 2, but they were also together in Sacred Games, which was a Netflix show with Saif Ali Khan in it.
Oh,
A banger of a TV show.
they had 2 seasons, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen season 2. I've seen season 1.
Check it. I mean, season 1's better. Season 2's still very good. And again, you know, Pankaj Tripathi was also in Mirzapur, which is on Amazon, which is that's a thick show. About 3 seasons of that. In terms of foreign movies, also, I mean, La Haine, French movie.
Oh, yeah, that's a great movie.
City of
That's like
big
oh god,
Amores Perros by Inarritu, the director. I mean, that's just a handful. We'll talk about on another episode when I'm on.
Oh man, you've got a great selection of movies there.
Yeah.
Now you've got one you enjoyed in cinema, the one that you've rinsed
in childhood, and but you know, my prem that wait, I'm gonna get into so much trouble for this. The Witch Part 1 and Part 2, South Korean movies. Incredible. The Witch Part 1 and The Witch Part 2. Also, A Tale of Two Sisters. From South Korea.
Okay.
Also, JSA, Joint Security Area. And let me just check that I've got this right. Name. Oh wow, I am at serious risk of not getting home.
What?
Nah, just the tube.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize. Okay.
Almost there.
We okay?
Yeah. I'm just being hyperbolic.
Okay.
And also, Love in the Big City, which has the incredible actress Girun Goyun. She's the lead in this. Love in the Big City. She's in, I believe, a Netflix show currently called You and Everything Else that I'm watching. Also, Space Sweepers, which is a South Korean movie starring, I believe, Kim Tae-lee, who's also like incredible actress.
All right, I'm actually to check out.
That's not just to check out.
Definitely. There's one more in there. I've got to put it in there. The sad movie, bruh. The one that brings you to tears. Ugly Crow.
Okay, joint position for different reasons. Malcolm X, because he dies at the end, and it just destroys me. It's in my hero color. And I actually mentioned it, my top movies. It's actually in my top 3 of all time. I mentioned it the last time we recorded. Joel Edgerton and Tom Hardy, Nick Nolte, the Warrior. At the end, when Joel Edgerton's character dislocates the shoulder of his brother, played by Tom Hardy, and he knows that his brother can't win, and so he puts it in a hold to tap out, and the whole time he's saying, "I'm sorry. I cried last time. I'm crying again."
Bro, you know what?
I'm sorry. He keeps going, I'm sorry. And he says, I love you.
It's an amazing scene. Always gets me. But this is, hold on. What is the track that's called on the? It goes din 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 din. Oh my god, that song. So basically, when my best friend passed away, and I watched Warrior, that song described exactly what he was going through. It's called Yesterday. Hold on, not Yesterday.
Put it on, mate. We'll get over the copyright issues later.
They never catch it anyway. It's a 2-hour podcast. They usually do they do it for the whole podcast? I doubt. Anyway, I don't know. Warrior soundtrack, bro. This song, oh my god. Oh, it's by the National. It's called About Today. But this scene, oh my god, don't worry, bro. I cried with
Cinema. We're National today.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. But when this came on, I'm talking about. I couldn't even look my brother in the face in the cinema because I was like,
I'm not crying. You're crying.
we're like, oh, shit. And I could see him wiping his tears. I'm wiping my tears. I'm like, what?
So the National and today.
About Today.
That's how you play it.
So when you hear that, oh, bro, nah. Always, bro. Always gets me. It always gets me.
We never talk about what an absolute art form it is. That person on a TV show and music picks the right music. That's a rob. That's an absolute rob. I mean, some directors will tell like, and they pick their own. So, for example, Zach Braff when he did Garden State, and he curated the whole thing. The Kennedy, there's always someone on the start who does it. Well, whoever did this, so the National,
About Today. I'm gonna WhatsApp it to you now.
yeah,
Bro, it's such a powerful song. Every time I hear it in my headphones on the way to my mum's or picking up my daughter's, literally in tears.
I will say this: it's dope, but with the visual,
Oh, bro,
you're
like
you're a broken man.
100%. Great movie. I think that was a great choice though. But yeah, that soundtrack, man. Hold on, let me WhatsApp that to you now.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it, brother, man. Like I think we've gone over the 2-hour mark again. We did it. We feel like we did it. We did it. We did it. Time to wrap up and
Come back if ever using shout outs.
yeah, thank yous and shout outs. So thank you so much for coming back on again, Rowan. As you saw, today's one was much more different than the first one. And I love the vibe. And that's so important. But not that. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for sharing those moments. Thank you for just being you, bro. And embrace moving forward. Some great shit is going to happen, bro. And I know we got more work to do as well. Guys, make sure you're following Haroon on his journeys. I'm going to have all of his social links down below.
So at Haroon Creates, Harron Creates. You can find me there on, I believe, Blue Sky, Threads, X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. You can even find me there, using that as the extension on LinkedIn. But it's Haroon Khan, Khan, on LinkedIn. I think Haroon Creates is also me on YouTube.
Cool.
The channel, and www.harooncreates.com is my website, which I'm working on.
Nice.
You can also find me on Instagram as well. It's Speak Easy with Haroon, Harron, all one word. And yeah, by the time this is out, we should be relaunching or
good
on it, but hopefully relaunching.
Happy to do that. Happy to have those links below as well.
I'll send them up.
All right, guys, massive thank you as always for the support on the channel as well. We recently hit the 1 million view mark, which is absolutely insane because
Shout out.
Huh?
On your channel.
On the YouTube channel, yes. We've never done that before. So it's a new entry to the long list of things that we've never done before. So massive thank you for that. Make sure you guys are following us on X, TikTok, Instagram, And YouTube, the community page on YouTube, guys. Make sure you guys are following on that as well.
There's like a community page.
There's a community page on there, man. It's like a forum where you can put your pictures and people can have conversations.
That's for all YouTube channels.
You guys, there's like 80% of you that are not subscribed. You guys watch the content, but you don't subscribe. So make sure you hit that button. Like, dislike, comment. No rude comments, guys. Keep it clean.
Are you doing any thank yous?
Today, no, I'm always thankful for my guests, and I'm always thankful to Allah that I'm still here and I still wake up in the mornings. I want to say, actually, I do want to say thank you to quite a lot of people. Sorry, bro.
I'm gonna as well.
My thank you to people that have donated to all the links for Hurricane Melissa victims in Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti. People that donated to causes for what's happening in Sudan right now. Gaza, Palestine, Lebanon as well, which is at the moment, which is fucking crazy at the moment. But I want to say massive thank you to everybody that has donated to those links. The links are down below as well. I have got another link on there for mental health as well. So guys, make sure you guys jump in on that as well.
I'm growing a moustache from November, and I also work and volunteer for Traki, TARAKRA, which is a South Asian men's mental health charity. So yeah, men's mental health.
Oh,
big deal.
Could I have those links?
Yeah, I'll send.
So I'm gonna pop those links below as well. As always, I'm super grateful, man. You know me. I'm just a guy who loves talking and sharing stories. I feel like that was my forte, and it's really helped me move forward as a personal person as well. But I'm gonna let him do his thank yous now. Let Haroon do his thank yous.
Yeah, look, to me, just thank you to everyone who's checked for me on a creative journey. The people at BYB, such as Abdullah and Metaphorist, who give me opportunities. Anyone who's checked out my poetry books. Obviously, close friends like Paul, William, Swavi, Meta, Abdullah. Too many to mention. Some of my family over in Southeast Asia, so ZTY, Vicky, the Coven of Witches in South Korea. You know. And yeah, just anyone who's been supporting me and just reminding me not to give up on this incredibly exciting but quite often challenging path where it's always punctuated with a lot of imposter syndrome and self-doubt. Like even the award I won, I didn't enter into that award for the first 2 years. Imposter syndrome.
Wow. Okay. That's something that, having to kick out of.
Yeah. But anyway, just thank you just to everyone who checks for my work, who supports me, who's encouraging. And it just enables me in one way, shape or form to keep doing what I do, because this is the only thing I want to do. There is no plan B.
It's a calling, guys.
It's a call.
If you was to have a lightsaber, what color would it be?
Blue.
Okay, cool. Luckily. There you go. That worked out really well.
No, that looks like mauve, eh? That looks like mauve.
Mauve? Oh no, mauve is a bit more. Is that purple? No, I see blue.
Leave your thoughts on that. Actually, no, it doesn't translate well there.
No, it doesn't, because it does look like mauve.
I was going to crowdsource a pig in the down there.
Guys, anyway, as always, put your comments in. Guys, remember, we run giveaways on our X channel. So go over there, check out the giveaways that we got as well. But anyway, we'll leave you to that. One love. Peace. Bro, thanks again.
Right, ready? Let's go. I feel like that. All right. Ready? Thanks for watching, and for more shit, make sure you that. Thanks for watching, and follow us on our socials. Yeah, right. X, Twitter. No, X.
Just follow us, so that should be fun. I'll have it up.
Yeah, go. No, yeah, I could say X, Twitter, Threads, Instagram, TikTok. Thanks for watching, and make sure you follow us on all our socials. You got X, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads, and do subscribe to the YouTube channel for more of the long form content and the breaking news.
Also, guys, if you guys are on the commute, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Spotify. And there's some more videos for you guys to watch.
Cool. Perfect.